Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 18th Street Gang. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want people to get the wrong impression about who I am and what I represent. As a younger teenager, years ago, I was in a gang. And since that time, I have grown up and got older, and I became a researcher. I don't go out looking for victims. I'm not a punk who sits on the internet. I'm a grown man who presents research. And one of the things I've gone through in my life is something called community stalking or gang stalking. And what community stalking and gang stalking does is it uses disinformation. People will sit there and tell people that I'm a rapist, that I'm a criminal, that I'm a lowlife, and they'll use the FBI. The Freemasons in the FBI will do this and pay people to follow me around. It's called the targeted individual thing. Okay, now I'm going to speak a little bit on the 18th Street Gang. Question number one: are all 18th Street Gang members races? Are all 18th Street Gang members Mexican? Are Southsiders? People have the 18th Street Gang extremely confused. 18th Street was created by a Samoan, by somebody who was mixed, named Rocky Glover, and his own the original 18th Street territory. The original 18th Street territory is Toberman Park, right there, and that's where he created the 18th Street Gang. And he would recruit, people from various different areas, tagging click, graffiti artists, whoever, and just jump the people into the gang. Now, formerly, he was not Mexican, so he couldn't join a Mexican gang. He couldn't go join Clanton. So he said, you know what? Fuck it, I'm straight. I'm going to start my own thing. And he was a Mexican. So he started hanging out with whoever wanted to join. Black, white, Mexican, whoever. It doesn't matter who you are. If you want to be down, you can be down. So essentially, the original 18th Street Gang members were not Hispanic, but a lot of original 18th Street Gang members are Hispanic, and that's what is known today. And if you're from 18th Street, then you're from 18th Street. It doesn't matter if you're Mexican or not. But the general vibration and the general area in LA has changed so much over the years to the point to where most people want to be fit in with the South Side, the Sereno image. And see, my feeling is that I think Rocky Glover should be freed and let out of prison. I don't think he's nearly. He's not. People sit back and watch these documentaries of El Salvador and watch this stuff going on all over the world, and they may present him as being Israel. He doesn't really have anything to do with that stuff. He was just an older type guy that hung out with the original guys, and that brand got created, and he became famous. And a lot of people don't even know who he is. And I think he should be released immediately. That's my feeling. And but the funny part about it is, the really funny part about the whole thing is all the neighborhoods that 18th Street claims and all the neighborhoods that 18th Street got. What neighborhood has Toberman Park, where he grew up at? Who's watching over his? If he has family members there, who's watching over his family? What's going? That's one of the most interesting things. But anyhow, so people, so being from 18th Street, and then being a Southsider is two different things. But then again, it's one and the same as well. Because I don't think he's in the joint. I don't think he's a Southsider. So, and he's known as the founder. So people don't even think about that. People don't know anything about 18th. They don't know anything about that. And so, but that has nothing to do. My gang stalking stuff has more to do. That's the government that pays people to follow people around. It has nothing to do with street gangs. I just showed people that when I was younger, as a teenager. Now, it's actually a political issue. The thing with him is more of a political issue. It's like Big Tookie or whoever else. But he I think a lot of the people that are in jail shouldn't be in jail. That's my personal opinion. Now I think a lot of the stuff And I think a lot of the people had got pushed into a lifestyle that I think is the same for everybody. I think whether they're Mexican or black or whoever they are, I think the lifestyle and the penal system, especially on the West Coast, same thing in Chicago, same thing other places of the world. Um, Now let me get into my research. Okay, so I want to talk about the spiritual dynamic. To maybe I should save that for a different video. See, they're saying it was founded in '68, but that's not really true. It was founded around 1959. And Rocky was known as the most violent member of the 18th Street Gang. And the Clanton throwaways is what it was like a disrespect. And today, the 18th Street Gang is more Salvadorian. See, there's different generations. Like, there's people from 18th Street who are Asian, who are white, who are black, who don't know anything about what's going on. They don't know anything about anything that happened in South Central. They don't know anything about what's going on there. So these are just people who grew up in the area or who are a part of it, who moved on with their life. And you see, okay, Sleepy Lagoon incident with 38th Street Gang, the national news media coverage of the Los Angeles problem, leading to the 1943 Zoot riots. 2 decades later, in the 60s, Clanton 14 was purely a Mexican-American Chicano gang with the Hispanic ethnicity. There were people allowed to join. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. You can be surprised what you can learn. That's crazy. So you got somebody. That's crazy. That's really crazy. You think about it. A man who's Samoan started is known is him. It's not. It wasn't just him, but he's known for creating a gang that's all over the world, and nobody even knows who he is. But the majority of the people from, you know what I mean, and then nobody even knows. And he's a good guy. Last time I wrote him a few times, but he told me he said, um he said keep a positive attitude and avoid negativity. And he just wanted, I told him, I said, I hope you get out, I hope you get your parole. And he was very respectful and very nice. And I think he deserves his time, his opportunity to go back to wherever he's from, back to his family. Yeah. And I'm gonna come out with some new presentations. Gangs don't really impress me. I want to be honest with you. I've been researching stuff my whole life, and street gangs really don't impress me. Like, people are on the internet talking about just MS-13 and Bloods and Crips and gangsters. Like, that stuff doesn't really impress me. What impresses me is spiritual knowledge and learning about like the occult. That stuff's more impressive. It's more impressive for me to listen to a lecture from like a lecture on psychology from like Harvard or Princeton or Yale, You know, that stuff's more impressive to me.